What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Wise Guys. It is the NFL Best Bet Show with the Geek and the sports betting goat himself, Anthony Cuz Gargano, the man who Adam Sandler based his character in Uncut Gems on.
No, man, not that one.
That guy?
No,
Well, I
it's
know you guys are.
Hustle.
Hustle. That's right. I know. I'm just plus balls, but because we are coming off of a week that was glorious.
Yes, yeah, it was good.
Let's just go review the plays from last week because we had a miss. You know, we picked the Ravens. We like the Ravens -5.
Yeah,
Giants winning games. I still don't know how they're winning. Smoke mirrors.
I mean, look, we like their coaching. I love Dable. I think Dable's a great coach, but I can't believe that they're going to keep this up. At some point, there has to be some sort of letdown. I got to believe that.
You know, I was just thinking, just total side note, how nice Odell Beckham would look in a Giants uniform again.
It's unbelievable. And they need him.
So,
you know, it's funny because, like, if you look at all the places, you know, the Giants would be the team that would need him the most. You watch him, he's going to go to Dallas.
You think it's Dallas? I think he goes back to the Rams, but like,
yeah, but the Rams, the Rams are dead.
Are they? We gave up.
They're going to have to protect. They got to be able to protect Stafford.
Yeah, or maybe if they had Odell and could throw a slant once in a while and get the ball out of his hand.
No, I hear you. I mean, listen, they talked about it. That was always, but I look at that team and I think they need more offensive lineup more than anything.
They certainly do. But going back to last week, because I was swimming in pizza. If you see me right now, I weigh significantly more because we made some pizza bets, and pizza bets. Anthony only told me after the fact. We're not about eating pizzas, but about putting pizza money on big bets. But the big bets last, so I ate all the pizzas. I'm keeping it real. I thought that's what it meant. I went to Agnello's. It's like Patsy Grimaldi's of New City.
Right.
The Grimaldi family. Yeah, we have that over here. You know, $28 pie in the suburbs. That's what we pay for an Agnello's pie out here. And it was the suburbs. You know, in Philly, $28 pie is like, oh, that's what we pay. I'm in the suburbs. It's usually a $15 pie. I pay double. Pay double for Agnello's.
But it's worth it, though. It's worth it.
Yeah. So the big ones last week, the big winners, of course, the Eagles made us sweat a little bit.
Oh, I know. They should have rolled. First half looked great. You know, I was hoping for, honestly, like a route piece, and it should have been. They got soft on defense, but, you know, still they win by 9.
They won by 9, didn't quite get us the 10-pointer, but the alt line play, but comfortable win. We got my biggest bet of the week was the Bills -2.5. I thought that was a crazy line against Kansas City, and that was an easy cover. Never sweated because I felt comfortable. Shirt clean, didn't change it.
No, it was great. No, listen, you know, that sussed out. That was good. And then we had Indianapolis. We both liked Indianapolis.
Colts.
We liked Atlanta. Atlanta wins outright nicely.
Yeah. Atlanta
that Niners bet. Now it's great because they wound up getting, you know, Christian McCaffrey, which is like in almost a fantasy way. But it was a great play to go against him last week with the Falcons. And now they're going to get, you know, he'll got to get used to the system. But man, that's a great fit, McCaffrey with the Niners.
Love it. And of course, the Butler bet. The Butler bet has shifted, and your boy, me, finally won one with our and it was close. Bengals Saints. So I had the Bengals, you had the Saints in that one. And you know what? I deserved one. It's about
you do. Now let's see if you know it holds up over the course of the season. Because last season
it was bad.
It got pretty ugly.
Yeah,
I was trying to lose. It got so bad I was trying to lose.
I know, and it's like when you play pool against somebody, you start feeling bad when you're destroying them. You try, and then you just start playing better. You're like, I'm trying to lose. I don't know. I can't believe I'm hitting these shots. You know, you're aiming a little slower. You're aiming a little less. You're like, let me try, and it goes in. You're like, wow, all right, I'm having one of those times. So, it was a great week on the betting table for me, and we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going this week. So let's get right into the NFL Week 7 main slate. I've got Sharp app up on the screen. And of course, remember, if you don't have Sharp app, make sure you download it. You can track your bets. You're comparing odds across books. We've got a high-end betting models in there, betting handles. Every piece of data you need is on the Sharp app. So make sure you guys go out and download it now. And of course, the Wise Guy Show will show up there. You will get notified when we're on, when you have the Sharp app. So that is
I love that app. That app it's incredible. Like for someone like me who like I look at it like through football prism. Like I was trying to do matchups. I talk to people during the week, so I kind of look at it like that. But the Sharp app gives you the numbers that I need to support. Like, I might like a certain matchup, and then I'll look at the number piece of it, and it really helps, kind of round out my handicapping.
It shows you, like last week, the perfect example was last week. The public was all over San Francisco, and the Sharps were all over Atlanta, and it was very obvious. The betting handle data showed it, right? You had your bet percentage higher for San Francisco, and the money percentage was higher for Atlanta. So you could get on the Sharp side of bets. Just that one piece of betting handle data is so key. And then we add to it the Sharp report, which actually we have a connection inside one of these sports books that feeds us their liability sheet. We present it to pro users so they can see, oh my God, this particular sports book, and we don't say which sports book it is, but this particular sports book, they are liable on this side of the bet. Sportsbooks don't allow themselves to be liable when they on the wrong side of bets. Like they are on the right side, or they're fishing off that money. So there's a couple things that you can use the data for that really, really help. So anyway, let's get right into this, because first game.
Hey, don't forget the Monday night. Speaking of Sharps, I called you Monday night and I said, I really like, and then you went, all the Sharps are on top of that. Remember Monday night, that ugly game?
The game was, I can't remember what the game was. It was Denver.
Yep. We all love Denver.
Yeah, it was Denver. I don't remember the scenario, but I bet it, and we won. Whatever it was, I was like, you know what? You're on the Sharp side of this one. Let's bet this thing. And it was off the Sharp app betting handle data. What the hell was the Monday night game?
It was the Broncos at Chargers.
Yes. And the Sharp money was on the Broncos. I believe that's what it was. And it seemed like an obvious Chargers bet. And the Broncos, I can't remember what happened. The Broncos lost but covered the spread, correct?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they lost by 3, but we got it. Yeah, it was a close game. That was a perfect example. So anyway, let's get into this one. You ready? First game of the slate. Tom Brady. Again, I mean, the line keeps moving up here. The Bucs at this point are 13-point favorites. Carolina is just a dead team. They're quitting. They're done. Carolina in the CJ Stroud sweepstakes right now. Any win will be bad for the Panthers. They're not winning this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously PJ Walker's the quarterback, so you just traded McCaffrey.
They're quitting.
Yeah, but it's too many points to lay. I mean, I wouldn't go near it. Like that's
no, I don't like the
slate is an ugly slate. Just warning you guys. There's a couple games I really like, but I wouldn't go. That's a game you can't go near.
I'm not a lay 13 ever person anyway, but obviously you cannot touch the Panthers here. So it's favorite or pass. I agree. I'm going to crack open the I'm going to crack open the app as well, so that I can give a little bit of betting handle data while we go through these game discussions, because I think that's a really helpful piece to this. So I'm going to crack it open. Allow me to look down a little bit when we go through these. But yeah, that one is a favorite or pass for me. All right, next up, let's move on. Next up, and I'll give you a little bit of the Sharp side of this one if I could figure it out. Okay. Next up, there is no Sharp side. That's what's up. Next up, we've got Atlanta at Cincinnati. There's not always a Sharp side. Atlanta at Cincinnati. I think there is a Sharp side to this one, but the Bengals are home 6.5-point favorites, and because the interesting stat here is, Atlanta's covered every week so far this season. They are covering the spread. There's actually, again, on the app itself, there's betting trends data, and that's one of those trends. If you've been hitting Atlanta second half money line, it's ROIing like crazy. So they got some really cool trends in here. But Atlanta has been covering the spread every single week, and I actually thought there would be sharp money on Atlanta, but there isn't. Right now, the money is divided evenly. between Atlanta and Cincinnati on these bets. So there's no.
I mean, I like the Bengals. I can only look the Bengals way. Bengals are good for teasers too because I think they're going to win. And here's the thing: we know what the Bengals' issues are, right? Protection, trying to protect Burrow. And one of the things with them, with Atlanta, is they don't really have a great pass rush, and they're not going to really be able to stress the Bengals front. I think the Bengals front should be able to hold up, and if that's the case, I like Cincinnati all day.
I like your idea of the teaser. I don't like laying 6.5 to Atlanta. Period. They've been keeping these games weirdly close. They're going to slow it down. They're going to run the football a ton, even when it shouldn't be run with their horrible running backs. I don't know. They're doing it with smoke and mirrors too. It's crazy, but they're playing good defense in Atlanta. I love the teaser idea. I don't think I want to take it straight. I like the teaser idea. And actually, this next game might be one to tease it with. This is actually pretty good here. So the next game we've got, your behated Dallas Cowboys. I know you're not a fan.
Hate the Cowboys. Hate the boys.
Eagles, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I'm all about the Eagles. But they're taking on Detroit. Dallas is at home, 6.5-point favorites. The return of Dak.
Yeah. Listen, I think the Cowboys, and I said this, and I hate the Cowboys, and I think you and I talked about this. I know I said it on my Fox show too, but I think Dallas is going to be a dangerous team. I think at some point they're going to be a really tough out because the defense is legitimate. Once you saw Cooper Rush is horrible, right? Like the biggest joke I heard was that there was some sort of quarterback controversy.
Yeah.
I mean,
who was saying that?
The guy can't throw. He throws balloon balls, right? Those too much air, right? You need a real quarterback. I mean, shit, you want about Dak? I'm not telling you Dak's Herbert, but Dak is legit. Like Dak's got an arm. Dak can get the ball down the field. So I think they become a dangerous team with Dak. Well, I think their defense is legitimate. So they worry me. I hear what you're saying. You want to bring that down to a tease. I think it's a perfect tease. Right? It's at home against Detroit. I just don't think the Lions have enough. So yeah, I would love to tease those two games.
You got to tease down. The sharp money. I'm looking at the betting handle data here, and the sharps are definitely betting Detroit. They're taking the points. It has 51% of the bets, but 86% of the money. But that's because Detroit is good and they're keeping games close. I totally see that happening here as well. If I had to bet this against the spread straight up, you got to take the points with Detroit because they're keeping the games close.
I would not.
I like the teaser. I think that's what you do. We tease this.
I would not bet Detroit, just FYI.
Yeah, no, I'm not betting them either. I'm just saying if I'm going to make a bet, if the sharps are on one side, that just makes me not make the bet. Like I would just look at Dallas and go, if I like Dallas here, maybe I just no bet. You know what I mean? Like why fight it? But what it's telling us to do is we tease this thing with Cincinnati, who we like also to win the game, or can money line parlay the pairing. I want to see what the money line parlay is versus the teaser.
Here's something too. Like when we talk about teasers and stuff like that, you don't have to play traditional 6-point teaser. You could buy points, right? And you could buy, like how I would play this game is I play Cincinnati and Dallas, and I would lay 3 for each game.
Or 2.5, let's call it. 2.5. Let's
it's weird. I hear you on the 2.5. I'm a 3 guy because, and I know it's probably stupid, but the games fall on 3. So I'd rather push than lose. So, I hear
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. But nonetheless, I like that approach for both of these games because I agree. I think Dallas and Cincinnati win, but I'm not sure either one of them is going to cover.
I hear you. And you know what's funny? I mean, I kind of misspoke because if you have the dog, it's a push or lose.
We want to be
with the favorite. I would like 3, and it just sounds weird, but you get a little bit of a jump in the money line, and like I actually think both teams are going to win more than by 3.
That's fair.
So that's kind of my line of thinking. But you could get a little. The line moves. You have it right in front of you. Laying 2.5 because it's a football number. You're going to pay. You're going to pay more.
It costs a lot more. That crossover costs you like 50 basis points in your bet. Like it is just from 3 to 2.5 is a significant move but for good reason.
I'd rather do push and try to win on the other end.
I like it. All right. Next up, 5-1, New York Football Giants taking on the Jaguars. Jaguars are -3 at home. 43-point total in this one, cousin. And again, Giants doing it with smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I think it's a Jaguar line. I like Jacksonville in the game. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to go against them one more time. And that could be a disaster, right? The way the Giants have been playing, they've been sticking it. Like, I still can't believe the Packers game. That was the one I was like, are you kidding me? And then they come home from London and beat the Ravens.
That's the one that bothers me more.
I got to put at some point that catches up, right? Like, those two games have to take a ton, which is why I'm going to go with Jacksonville. Match it up. I think Jacksonville can move the ball on them. They're a good team, and they're well coached. They're a decent team. So, and Jacksonville's defense isn't that good, but can the Giants exploit that? I mean, as good as Saquon's playing, I still got to go Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm with you. Listen, we have Jacksonville in the power rankings as a significantly better team than the Giants, right? And I just can't believe they beat the Ravens. Like, I don't know what's going on. Up is down. This is last year's Titans, where you're like, how do these guys keep winning games? And they just keep winning them. It's like all of a sudden they're going to be the top seed in the NFC, and the whole time we're going to be like, I still think they suck. And
right.
They'll be like, how did they get to be the number 1 seed in the NFC? But then they're there. It feels eerily like that. I don't see what's good about the Giants, but I do like what we talked about earlier. Man, they need Odell more than anybody.
Mm-hmm. You love receiver.
Oh man, they need a receiver. They got nothing.
And I know in New York, it's my man Steve Serby's giving you the Subway Super Bowl.
That is not happening. No, there's no Subway Super Bowl.
You're all breached up. You got breached.
Jets are even more smoke and mirrors. Yeah, my boy Zach Wilson still doesn't look good as a quarterback, and he's got good weapons. He does not look good out there at all. I'm not sure.
I like that Hall though, man. I gotta tell you,
Breece Hall is legit. I tried to trade for him in my dynasty league. I couldn't get him. There's no price I could pay. Like, everybody knows already, this guy's going to be incredibly good. All right, Giant. Are you betting Giants? Is that a play? I mean, Jaguar. Is that a play? We're calling it a play.
Yeah, call it a play.
All right. Here we go. I love it. All right. Next up, we've got.
So far, I got 2 plays so far. Yep.
What's the other one? We're calling it an official play on the Bengals as well.
Yep.
All right. I like it. All right. Next up, we have got the Colts at Tennessee taking on the Titans. The Titans are 2.5-point favorites at home, 42-point total in this one. It looks like Jonathan Taylor is going to play. I think he'll be fine. Derrick Henry, battle of the big bad running backs here, with Henry going up against Jonathan Taylor. Matt Ryan coming off of a game that brought us back to 2001 when he was a rookie. 2001.
Where did he play? Where did Matt Ryan play?
That's how old he is. He's old.
What college did he play?
I don't know.
Come on. Thursday night football, ESPN, Boston College.
He was from BC? All right. Nice.
He was money.
I'm sure he was. Listen, he's been a great player throughout his career, really solid. And he's just old now. He's
Matty
old.
Ice is from my neck of the woods.
Is he?
Yeah. I hosted his charity for St. Joe's Prep is a renowned football school, sports school, period. But
there's a St. Joe's around me, very close by.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's more than one of those. They're like where the kids who are really
good. St. Joe, right? There's a lot of St. Joe's, but the prep is a big deal.
We have one. That's what I'm saying. We have one here, like in Bergen County, where all the athletes go to that school. They leave the high school, they go to St. Joe's, and then they go on to play college sports. It's like preparatory for athletes.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have one of those around here. I don't know if they're all the same, as part of a franchise. I really don't know, because I don't produce athletes.
Franchise.
Oh, I don't know. I don't produce athletes. Like, I know some kids going there, and I'm like, well, my kids they're in dance class. Like, my daughters, they're not going to St. Joe's. That's not where they're headed.
I got 2.
They're playing tennis now. They're playing tennis.
I love it. The Angels.
Yes.
The Angels are playing tennis. That's beautiful.
they're playing playing pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. The girls are playing tennis. All right. So where were we?
Got an O lineman and he plays center and he plays defensive tackle.
And you have a pitcher
and a baseball player. But the big one, who's 12, who eats the 30 count nuggets. Like when we go to Chick-fil-A, he gets 30 count.
You get the good stuff, not at McDonald's. You're talking about Chick-fil-A. The
Chick-fil-A.
Good stuff. Yeah.
30 count.
He gets the 30 count solo.
The 30 count meal. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna be an offensive lineman, you gotta feed the beast.
Because it costs me, I gotta get part-time jobs to pay for this kid's food, the food bill.
Gotta send those kids to work. By age 12, I was pumping gas at the gas station.
Yeah. I love it.
Pumping gas. Tips. They love a low. When you're under the age of like 16 and you're pumping gas, back in the day, you used to, in Jersey, you got to pump the gas. But like in New York, they had full serve, right? That is an old thing. No, I don't even think it exists anymore. But back in the day, you'd walk up, you'd pump the gas for somebody. Give them $1.
Yeah, you clean the windshield.
The windshield, get $1.
Yeah. No, they know where to hustle. They get your hustle on, brother. That's it.
I've been hustling since the beginning. All right. I was the guy handing out the sheets. Remember the sheets where you picked 10 games?
Yeah,
the like the pool, and they got a multiplier.
Yeah.
I used to deliver my sheet to this Armenian guy from my office, from a stock trading office. I get all the traders, and I would deliver the sheet. He said, keep half the money.
Yeah.
You collect the money, you kept half of it for giving the sheet around. That was my first hustle.
Yeah, it's good hustle.
Back in the day. All right. So the Colts at the Titans. I kind of like the Titans here.
I don't have an opinion. I'm going to tell you straight off the bat. I don't like the game a little bit.
Let me tell you what the Sharps are doing here. They're doing nothing. There's the betting handle is nondescript. Let's see what the model says. The model is nondescript. It's got it. Yeah. So basically, I got nothing for us because the model likes this number exactly where it is. The handles have it exactly where it is.
I agree. I don't like, but I'm telling you, I hate the AFC South. There's nothing redeeming about the AFC South. I hate those teams. I have a tough time handicapping those teams. I don't like the game.
Yeah. Now, I heard an interesting rumor about this next team and game. So I want to talk about the Packers at the Commanders. And
I love this. I actually love this game.
I love that you love it. But even before we talk about the game, Packers -5 on the road here against the Taylor Heineke likely led Commanders. Yes, right? Packers haven't won in a while. But I heard that, and are you hearing this? I heard that Aaron Rodgers likely to retire at the end of the season. Are you hearing this? Do you believe it?
I mean, listen, do I believe it? Yeah, I believe. I can say it because he looks like he's not having fun. He looks like he looks almost disinterested.
That's what I think. He looks disinterested
in a lot of ways, But I will tell you this though: I wouldn't believe any report because Rodgers, I don't think is telling. First of all, I don't think he has media people that he confides in, and I don't think he's confiding in anybody. And I think what happens with him is he's on a whim. He's the guy that'll wake up. He could wake up next year and go, you know what? I want to play one more year, but I want to play somewhere else where I got a chance to win. So I don't buy it. Could I see it? Yeah, I can see it. But
I'm curious about it because I agree with he looks indifferent and somewhat disinterested out there. I think like them getting rid of, and not purposefully they had to, but getting rid of Devontae Adams really like popped the hole.
Devontae Adams, he opted to sign somewhere else. So that told you something about, what he thought about Aaron Rodgers, right? I think he thought about Aaron Rodgers and went, yo, dude, you're going to be retiring soon. I got a chance to cash. I'm going to cash.
That's what it is. So but that was their window and they blew it, right? So maybe they need Odell. I don't know. But anyway, they're going up against
they need Odell because again, they don't have enough weapons for him, and you got to keep him interested. He does not. He looks like a guy that right now is going through the most. That's not having fun. That's not challenged. It's interesting because Aaron Rodgers would never lose to the Giants in that way, up 20-10. It's one thing the way they lost some years ago, where they're just in a funk. It's unbelievable.
No, and it's tough to trust them on the bet, but Commanders get Heineken now. I want to say two
Upgrade.
things. Yes. Well, I want to say two things about them. We learned that Carson Wentz is who we thought he was. He had the 2 good weeks, and everybody's like, wait a second, what's going on here? And then the real guy came out, and I've been saying this for like 5 years, even back in the Eagles times. I said, this guy is not good. Eagles fans were fooled that first year. Listen, I've been there. I'm a Jet.
He
Mark
was
Sanchez
good.
got us. No, he had some good games, just like he had a couple good games this year.
Dude, you got to trust me here. He was good.
What happened?
He was. His problem was he got beat up. His team wins the Super. He loses. Think about this, right? You go through it. His rookie year, he was good. He showed a lot of promise. His second year, he's incandescent. All right, he busts up his knee in the middle as the MVP. The backup comes on to win the Super Bowl. They build a statue of the backup. That would mess with anybody's head. All right, he comes back too soon the following year. He's got a broken bone in his back. The backup again, Nick Foles, makes it a run. He has nobody to throw to. And then once, if you remember, he gets his head dribbled in the playoff game. All right, that was it. Too many injuries, concussion prone, playing hero ball. That's his thing. But he had talent. Don't mistake it. He was a player. He just, I think, one of the most unlucky guys around.
I don't know. I have a hard
time because I'm telling you.
I know you did. And listen, and I was not watching every game. You know, I was not living and breathing Eagles football. I don't do that. But man, I don't know why he sucks so bad now. But like,
he's done. I mean, he's beat up. And you're like, listen, he's had a million injuries. He's been a guy that is never adapted, which is he should be playing smart football. He could never play, always had to play hero ball. He's Brett Favre without all the gaudy play. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, he's like a very poor man's Brett Favre. But nonetheless, they get to move on from this guy. They bring back Tyler Heineke, who
I like Heineke in this game.
Heineke's a competent, backup quarterback. He's fine.
I actually like Washington in this game. I think they
really.
Yep.
God damn it. I don't know. I can't get on board with a bet on Washington with Heineke at the helm. There's no way I'm comfortable with this. Let me see what the Sharps are on. The Sharps are on Washington, so they are with you. So here we go. If we take a look at the betting handle data, the Sharps are on Washington, 53% of the bet percentage, but 73% of the money, which means, just to be clear, if people are watching this don't understand what those numbers mean, that means that the tickets are equal between these two teams, meaning walking up to the window, the same number of bets are happening for either side, but more money is being placed on Washington. That's why that when I say the Sharps, that means bigger money bettors are on the Washington side, even though the tickets are the same. It means the public is probably the ones betting the Packer side. So I'm on the public. You are on the Sharp side of this. And I'm assuming the reason is because 5 is a big number for the Packers to cover this year. I still think the Packers win. Or they suck completely.
I don't know. I mean, I don't trust the Packers. What the Packers, other than the name Packers, what do you like about them? Their defense isn't as good as I thought it would be.
I did like the
offense. It could be totally shut down. That Giants defense isn't very good, and they shut them down in the second half in London.
I think Rodgers gets better with his new guys every week of the season. He gets more comfortable with Dobbs. He gets more comfortable with.
I don't know. Like that last week.
No, it hasn't shown at all. I don't know why they don't feature Aaron Jones. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. So the Sharp side is watching. I cannot recommend a bet. Are you recommended to play here on Washington?
I am.
All right. There you go.
Give me Heineken.
Gotta come. Because last night. Okay, you ready for this? On the showdown breakdown for the Thursday night game, there's a player called Keontae Ingram.
Yes.
And so I said on the show that if Keontae scores, and he was the cheapest guy, no one has heard this guy's name in their life, right? It's me because I'm a dynasty guy. There he is. It's me because I'm a dynasty guy.
That's Gagoose.
There he is. So I had known about Chianti as a good college player,
right?
And he's backing up. Like, we drafted him. He was supposed to be the third best running back coming out this year. He tested poorly. I believe he's from Notre Dame. So you ready for this? I go, if I love Chianti, $600 on DraftKings that night. I said, if he gets a touchdown in this game and he leads us to a win, I will take pictures of me drinking Chianti.
Why? A little Chianti. Sure.
I got a little Classico in the house.
No, so, did you go Amarone? Where did you go?
No, I was in Italy. I got the Chianti Classico. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but there's
the real stuff. I don't know the brand names. I'm not a vino man. I'm a beer drink. I'm not a vino man. Somebody brought that shit to my. Let's keep it real. Somebody brought it to my house, and it's been sitting there because I don't drink wine. So keep it real, okay? I'll admit it. I drink beer.
So, a little Chianti.
So I don't drink Chianti. So last night, of course, I cracked the bottle open.
Grape,
What's that?
Chianti's a grape.
Yeah, no, I know what it is. I got that part of it down, and now I know that there's a Chianti Classico. It comes from a certain place, and then if it's not from this place in Italy, it's called Chianti, but it doesn't have like the Classico on the end of it. There's like I know there's a version of that. I'm not a wine drinker. I took pictures of myself with a glass of Chianti, just sipping it, enjoying Chianti Ingram, and I want to do that. We're gonna drink Heinekens for Heineke if he covers this bet.
All right, I love a Heineken.
Yeah, we drink Heinekens for Heineken.
Back in the day, the Heineken was an upscale beer.
I know. You know what? Like I went to Europe.
Those older guys would drink the Heineys, and that was like a big deal.
You know what soured me on Heineken? I went to Greece when I was 21, and by the way, the greatest trip of my life.
Where'd you go? I love Greece.
I went to first. I started in Santorini.
Oh,
amazing, but very coupley, and I was not a couple.
Yeah.
So then I was like,
honeymoon.
What's that?
I went there on my honeymoon.
Yes, and it's a perfect honeymoon spot. Go to Santorini. But it was coupley, and I was not a couple. So then we leave there. We go to an island called Ios.
I was in Ios, yep.
Oh, Ios was the spot.
Yeah,
we were going to go to Mykonos after. I never left Ios because it was such a freaking party. It was like spring break Cancun, except like with European people. It was amazing. Yeah. I loved it.
And the Euros love the party, man.
Oh, it was August. They were going nuts. We had Swedish and Denmark, and I could tell you stories off the air.
Yeah.
Not for this. But here's the one thing that I learned on that trip. When I went to the bar, they had price lists for the beers. And it was like all these like Budweiser, all that. And then the cheapest, like the house beer, like the cheapest shit that you could get was Heineken. That for them was like.
No, but that's because it's not an import.
No, there were other European beers that it was the cheap. It was like
no, but like Budweiser. You're right. Listen, I was in Italy, right? And I go, I don't know, I have 2 beers. I forget what I got, and they give me Budweiser, like as though Budweiser
was fancy.
like an import, like something great. Well, in Europe, it is an import. It's
Budweiser was priced up, and I was like, wait a second.
Right.
This is all psychological bullshit. Then I realized they're just
the Heineken's a good. Come on, the Heineken's is good beer.
Not bad. I like Budweiser better.
Listen, nowadays beer is so much better. I mean,
but I'll take a Bud over
a basic lager. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Heineken.
I'm telling you, I'll take a Bud over a Heineken all day.
You will go Bud over Heineken
all day.
Nah, I'm out.
I don't drink Budweiser as my choice, but I will take a Bud over a Heineken. America.
Oh,
America.
You know who's the Heineken keg can is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I know who's a great Heineken man? A football guy, dude. Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
Now,
Heineken man?
Jimmy Johnson, when he was coaching the Dolphins, the Heineken truck would come once a week and fill his fridges. And when he had meetings, you had to drink a Heineken with him, or you were not his kind of man.
I would be drinking the Heineken if I was hanging with Jimmy Johnson. Listen, let's be real. Like
I'd be a Heineken. I mean, he's a Heineken man, Jimmy Johnson.
If you're hanging with Geek, if you want to be in my crew, you got to drink Blue Moons.
Yeah, you're a Blue Moon guy. I know you are.
Yeah, gotta have a Blue Moon.
Tasty.
Does not have to have the orange slice.
Yeah.
That's a bonus.
I like it. I like it. Listen, I love the Belgian beer.
Yeah, Belgian is my thing. A Belgian wit. Belgian.
Oh,
wit.
really? Like, so my favorite is the Duvel or Duval. I love the Duvels.
Nice.
They either go the Duvel with Duvel, but I always thought it was Duvel.
Yeah.
And when you're in Belgium, I was in Brussels, and it's like coming out of the taps, like the water, like it's faucets. It's the greatest beer.
It's right out of the faucet.
I love it. Yeah.
Gotta love Europe, where they charge you €5 for a glass of water, but a Belgian wit is like €2. I'm like, wait,
exactly.
It's like,
wait. In Italy, you get an incredible glass of wine, a bottle of Amarone, right? But it costs you more for
water on the table costs more money.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Coca-Cola. They go Coca-Cola. I'm like, no, give me that.
Did I tell you? Oh, I have a story for you about my trip to Italy.
We got.
I'm standing by the Vatican, very holy place, special holy place. Fucking boiling out, right? It's hot.
Yeah.
And some guy walks up to me, asking, talking about selling me some water bottles for me and the wife.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, this motherfucker, I got an only €20 bill here. I don't know I gotta make change. So I give this guy, I'm like, how much is it? €1 for a bottle of water. So I give him a 20. He hands me, and I'm ready for this. He hands me back these 5, like 50-cent pieces, trying to play them off as €5 pieces, right? They're all coins over there. Okay. So he's like, oh, here's your change. And he gives it. And I already was ready for this shit. So I'm looking at it going, you ready for what I said to him? I don't know how it come. My wife to this day is like, what came out of your mouth? I look at the guy and I go, listen, motherfucker, I'm from Brooklyn. I don't get ripped off. Give me my money. I like it. I literally said the words, I'm from Brooklyn. Like as if some gypsy.
Yes.
Like, where did it come out of my mouth?
Everybody knows Brooklyn.
Some gypsy in fucking the Vatican that came from Sri Lanka. This guy didn't know. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm from Brooklyn. Think you can fuck with me? He's like, oh no, sorry. And then of course, but like,
you got your money.
Oh, I got my money. Hell yeah.
Because you're from Brooklyn.
I don't know where it came out of my mouth.
No, it's
from Brooklyn. Like, what the hell does that matter? You ain't ripping me off.
Yeah, Philly.
He tried to get me.
Of course, you can try to get you.
By the way,
yeah,
he should have gotten me because all those coins look the same.
Yeah, but there's right though. It's got to be a bill if it's over $2.
No, they have coins up till 20. It's all coins.
No,
I don't think there's any bills over there. It's all coins.
Euros?
It's like all coins. It's like
the
20.
high coin value they got is $2.
They have a coin that's worth €5.
I don't think so, bro.
Maybe I'm confused. What the fuck? What do I know? Are we talking bets here? I think there is a coin worth €5. All right, let's talk some bets. I don't remember. All right, this was when was it? 15 years ago? That was a 5th-year anniversary, maybe a 10-year. Nice. I got my 20-year anniversary coming up this year.
Oh, nice, good.
20 years, bro.
I'm going to the Phillies game tonight too. So.
I don't look old enough to be married for 20. Look at me.
You don't. You look handsome.
Yeah. My face is beaten up enough to be married for 20 years. You ever see that picture of the guy that they say hiding the pain?
Yes.
You know what?
I hear you. I'm
20 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Hiding the pain. All right. Cleveland at Baltimore. Where do we go with this stuff? Cleveland at Baltimore. The Browns. Okay. Baltimore coming off that horrific loss.
I know.
They lost to the what? Now you've got them at home taking on the Browns, 6.5-point favorite. Ravens, 45.5-point total on this one. Cuz just trying to think Cleveland, what they got going on.
Baltimore's defense. I don't know if I trust Baltimore's defense.
Not that good this year.
Yeah, I mean, I like that's a game I would look at the tees, but I'm not in love with laying that many points with that defense.
Let's see what the Sharps are doing here. All right. So, I mean, betting handle data, definitely the bigger money is on the Baltimore side here. So, for whatever that's worth, the money's on the ball. But I agree with this. It's Cleveland's not bad. They're going to keep it close. I don't like laying that many points
Yeah, I to me, this game just stay away. I mean, I kind of like. I would look at Baltimore in traditional 6-point teasers, but I don't like the game.
Yeah, a teaser or nothing. I agree. I actually think Cleveland is almost the side here, but that the sharps being on the Baltimore side.
I would look at if you asked me to play the game, I would even play more the over.
Ravens are winning this game. I just don't know if they're going to win it big. They're going to win it though. Coming off that loss to the Giants, they got to bounce back.
All right, I don't.
Sure. All right.
I don't like the game.
Yeah, definitely not a side I want to be risking my money on.
Again, if I like anything, I go to total. I go over, and the total is an over. It's an over bet right there too. Because both defenses aren't that good, and they both have I would make over an official play because I do think that both defenses are overvalued here because traditionally they're good, and both defenses aren't that good.
I could see that, and Lamar Jackson can score at will at times. I was breaking down this game for fantasy purposes. I was kind of looking at it, going, this is as good a spot as anything for Lamar to go crazy.
I mean that, which is why all the more reason to like the over in that game.
Let me see what the sharps have on the total here. Curious on the betting handles, and you're always on the sharp side. You're like fucking. No wonder Adam Sandler likes to hang out with you as best friends. Always on the right side of this. So the sharps are 73% of the money is on the over at 50% of the tickets. So the sharp bettors, the big money bettors are betting the over here. So I love it. Good call, cuz, and it agrees with what sharper bettors are doing. Maybe stay away from the spread in this one, and we'll fuck with the over instead.
Make that an official play.
I wrote it down, baby. We have not found a pizza bet yet, but maybe this one is it. My beloved New York Jets surging, taking on the Denver Broncos in Denver, 1-point underdog New York Jets.
I mean, my God, if there's ever been a Jet line, it's that one.
Gotta play the Jets here.
It's a Jet line.
Jets. It doesn't. Nathaniel Hackett is actively losing games with his horribleness. He is almost going to rise to a hate the face level for me. He's almost there.
Oh, he's terrible. He's horrible, coach. Horrible.
I think the worst part
he's worse. We should joke about McCarthy, right? We joked about Urban Meyer being
no, Meyer was worse. Meyer was worse.
Right. But this dude is a bumbling fool.
Now, to make matters worse, cuz, as bad as I think you got to hit this line right now, because as bad as Russell Wilson has been, and he is basically a zero at this point in his career. And by the way,
read. Did you see the other night against the Chargers? There he had guys wide open. There was a couple of times, right? Where listen, I know they're going man zero and they're trying to blitz, and he didn't have enough time. But if you know that they're going, look, I could tell off TV they're going man zero. You know where the blitz is coming from. You got to go. You make the read. A couple times, he's got guys wide open. Just throw into the teeth of the blitz. He doesn't do it. Takes a sack. He's horrible. I don't even know. He looks like he's high when he's playing. Seriously.
The regression of some quarterbacks this year, he is the worst of them all.
Oh my God.
I've never seen anything like this. Like I said it before the season started, but I was joking. I was like, Russell Wilson looks kind of fat right now. Like he doesn't look his normal self. He looks out of shape. I was calling him dad bod. He looks like a dad bod. He looks like me. And I'm like, dude, I don't play football. You shouldn't have a fat stomach if you're a football player. What are you eating? And by the way, those Subway commercials have ruined Subway for me. Now I can't eat it. They had a fucking pedophile pitch in Subway. I was still eating Subway. Now they got Russell Wilson, and now I don't know. It ruined it. I can't. I think of him when I walk up to the store. I'm like,
I'll send you something for Philly. Don't eat that.
I'm waiting for your fucking cheesesteak. I go to Jersey Mike's now. I got rid of Subway.
No, don't do that. Primo's.
No, not for I will not eat a Philly cheesesteak until I get one from one of your spots. I refuse.
Yeah, and eat hoagies from Primo's. That's the move.
But there's no Primos here.
There should be actually. You know what? I'm going to make sure.
There's no Primos.
I'm going to have one. I'm going to have one that built you one.
I don't have a Chick-fil-A. I'm missing a lot of stuff in my county.
You don't have Chick-fil-A?
There's no Chick-fil-A. They're building one 3 years from now.
All right.
By the time it's finished. But they finally purchased the location in my county. I've been waiting for years. By the time they're here, I'm moving to Florida. I'm gone. All right. So anyway, where the hell were we? Jets, big bet. I love it.
That's your play. I don't.
Yeah. Russell Wilson. He's got his back is fucked up. He's got some injury things going on. The Jets defense is legit. They're too legit to quit hammer style. That's the Jets. I watched the tape last week because I'm like, how are these guys winning? I don't watch the game only. I'm watching Red Zone. I'm watching 5 games during the day. So then I got to go back Sunday night. I got to watch the tape. And I'm like, all right, how the fuck are the Jets winning? I can't understand how this team is winning because I want to see if Zach Wilson is any good. No, he's not. He still stinks. So I'm like, all right, it's all defense. Quinn and Williams. This Jets defense is for real. And the Broncos are not designed to beat a good defensive team because they're bad at offense. So, and without Javonte Williams, all they've got is dusty-ass Melvin Gordon. Please. And then you want to tell me Lats Murray? Who? Lats Murray, the guy who used to come in 7 years ago for Kamara when he gets hurt? No. That is not enough to beat the Jets. Jets win this.
That's you. That's your squad.
It's a bet. I never have bet on the Jets, I don't think, in my whole life. This might be the only time I've ever called the Jets win in my 46 years. They always stink, but Jets win. Cover the spread. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Whew. Houston, Las Vegas, Texans, Raiders. Raiders, 7-point home favorites. 45-point total. And cuz we have the emergence of a budding young superstar in Josh Jacobs, apparently, over the last 2 weeks. Because he
actually tried to run the ball, which is smart. Because Josh Jacobs pretty good.
Unbelievable. He was a first-round draft pick, had all the draft capital in the world. And the sharp bettors are definitely, and I'm not shocked here, the sharp bettors are on the Texans. On the Texans. So let's keep it. The sharp side is on the Texans. All the money's on the Texans here, +7. Texans been covering the spread. Who do you like?
I don't like this game, buddy. I don't a little bit. I could see why the sharps will be on Houston, but I don't want to go there. I honestly, I can't back that team. That's just garbage game. I mean, I don't have any kind of feel on it.
I don't mind.
I listen. I
don't mind it. I'm going with the Texans. I'm going with the dog. Oh yeah. I don't think the Raiders are blowing anybody out of the water.
I get that, but I mean, you got you got steel ones. If you're going to go, you say that with like certainty.
I'll take the 7 here. I'll take the 7. The Texans have been covering the spread. They play closer games. They're less bad, I think, than their reputation.
No, they're bad. That's a bad team.
I like that running back, Dameon Pierce. I like him. I like that running back. OJ Howard.
I got no opinion. So the last 2 are on you.
All right. So I've got 2 of my plays here, Texans and Jets so far. I'll take the underdog. I'll take the +2 points, guys. You know, Don don't bet favorites. That's what they say. Don doesn't bet favorites.
Well, I got to get to bad news because I got a couple of them later that we're going to get.
All right. Let's hammer through the rest of these, my man. Seattle at the Chargers.
Yeah, that's another one I like. And
Chargers -5 at home.
I like the favorite here. Yeah. Listen, I see everybody in love with Geno, and he's looked good and the whole thing. I mean, that Seattle defense is wretched. That's a bad defense. I think this is a mismatch. I'll take the Chargers.
Sharp money on the Chargers. What's interesting is I know actually all the money's on Seattle here. Not sharp money, just all the money. Public. So the bets are definitely going on the Seattle side. So if you want to fade the public a little bit, the Chargers is a fade of the public. It's hard to lay 5.
People looked at Monday night. They go, "Oh my God, the Broncos took Chargers overtime. They didn't look that well." Herbert's going to have a monster. He's going to have 4 touchdowns, 310 yards, and he's not even going to throw it in the fourth quarter.
This is my favorite game of the week to stack in DFS. So before you text me on Sunday, I'm letting you know in advance.
That's the stack game.
This is the game we want to build around either side of it. The problem with this game from a fantasy point of view is if Keenan Allen returns, it's really hard to figure out who the players are on the Chargers side that you want to load up on. Seattle happens to be much easier because there's just the 2 wide receivers and the running back. So I love Kenny Walker and all of that. But it's harder if Keenan Allen is in, it's really hard to know which. Josh Palmer is out. He just was announced out. So actually, I think even if Keenan Allen's in with no Palmer in there, I think you'll get enough Williams and Allen action. But it's Austin Eckler in the end of the day. It's Austin Eckler. All right. KC at San Francisco.
Okay, I love the Chiefs here.
Here we go.
Now, pizza bet all the way.
Here we go. That's what I've been waiting for.
I love Kansas City.
KC -2. San Francisco just added Christian McCaffrey.
I know, and then it's even more reason. I love it even more because they added Christian McCaffrey. First of all, he don't know the system. You got to know the system a little bit. I know running backs are a little bit easier than say quarterbacks, but still, you got to know the system. I think Kansas City. I think Kansas City is legitimately good, and again, as good as the Niners defense is, it's banged up. All right,
very banged up. No Joey Bosa.
I know, man. I love Kansas City in this game.
Yeah, I love them too. So I'm 100% on board with it. I don't think a lot of people are fully grasping how many of I don't have all the names in front of me on a list that I could read off right now, but the number of defensive players that are hurt for the 49ers right now is significant. And that's their best feature. I actually think this could be an upscale passing game, like for fantasy purposes for the 49ers. This is that game where Jimmy G airs it out. Got to keep up with the Chiefs. You start to see the big games from Debo.
And plus, my man Spags is going to cause turnovers. I'm telling you, they torture Jimmy G. Love Niners.
Pizza bet, Pizza Agnello's order on Monday with all the money I win from this game.
Yes.
Agnello's on Monday. Pizza bet on Sunday. I love it. Chiefs. I'm with you 100%. Let's see what the sharps. You know what? I just want to see what the sharp side is doing here, but I am fully on board. I think it's the best bet of the weekend.
Well, it's mine.
This is the best bet of the weekend. It's yours. No, I mean, essentially everybody's betting KC, or it's 79% of the money, 79. So there's no sharp or square side here, according to the betting handle data. Our prediction model thinks KC should be -3.5. So everything agrees with KC -2. I love it. Okay. Sunday Night Football. Steelers are getting Pittman. What the fuck is his name? Pickett back for this game. The concussion, if they didn't have him back, I thought this line isn't even enough. But the Steelers are 7.5-point road underdogs against Miami. Miami, the return of Tua. Exciting. I love it. So
yeah, you know what? I'm not really interested in this game. If I had to look, I would look Miami, I guess. But I'm not especially Pittsburgh coming off that win.
I don't want to lay 7.5. I don't want to lay the 7.5 again.
So that's
I like Miami
number, isn't it?
I think we could probably come up with a pretty fun money line parlay for some of these games that are 8 or 7.5 point numbers, where I'd probably rather just parlay up a bunch of. I think that most of them will win. I think Miami wins the game at home. I think they win it. I don't know if I want to lay 7.5 here. So, and I don't want to bet Pittsburgh because I don't like the rookie and I don't like any. I don't really like what they have going on. So, this one for me is maybe a tease or part of a money line parlay. But yeah, I agree with you. Not something I'm looking to actively.
Nah.
I'm gonna have to fucking bet it because it's an island game.
I know.
I'll figure something out.
Just do the showdown.
Yeah, I'll just play the showdown. Crush it with Tua.
You're Mr. Showdown.
Captain. Last night, Keontae, Juwan Johnson. I mean, come on. We called it. But what I didn't call was Andy Dalton having a 40-point game. What the hell?
About that.
If that happens, I didn't win. Just so you know, for the future, if you're ever watching any game and Andy Dalton goes off for 40 fantasy points, you could be like, Geek didn't win this one. He's not doing well today. He did not do well on that slate, even with the Keontae Ingram call. All right. The last game, Monday Night Football. Bears, Patriots. The Patriots are at home, 8.5-point favorites. I'm taking the Patriots here, bro. Even given the 8.5, I'll give the 8.5 against the Bears. The Bears are terrible. You don't want to put a bad quarterback up against any Bill Belichick team. And I'm sorry to the Bears fans, but that's how it is.
Yeah, listen. I can't really argue. I wouldn't play the game, but I hear you.
I'm gonna have to play it. I'm gonna play the Patriots. I don't love it. Like I said, I agree, but I want to bring this back. So we got the Patriots last pick of the game. So to recap, big bet of the week, KC
Chiefs.
-2. That
right, but I also like the Chargers. I like the Bengals. I like Washington as a dog. I like over Baltimore and Cleveland.
I didn't even include Washington. I didn't want to believe it.
Heineken, man. We riffed about Heineken for 10 minutes.
I was all about Heineken last year. I thought he would be good, and then he disappointed. He was just okay. He was competent, but he showed you this is not a starting quarterback in the National Football League. He's a backup. He's not going to be a starter. But I like the kid's gumption.
I think
he's an upgrade over her.
He's going to Canton. I'm just telling you, he's going to keep it close on Sunday.
I like it. I think he's competent.
Green Bay team.
He can, I don't know. I think he's a competent quarterback. He might not be worse than Carson Wentz. So can't get much worse. All right. I love it. Good times. The Wise Guys. NFL Week 7. We got you covered. Take your Chiefs bet. You want to build around that bet. You're going to take Chiefs and the other team.
Yeah. Once again,
parlay it. Parlay piece.
And once again, pizza. I love Cincinnati. I love the Chargers. Again, Washington, and I love over Cleveland, Baltimore.
I got it all written down, baby. All right.
My brother, listen.
I'll tell it all.
I got a big baseball weekend, so I got the Phillies.
Oh boy.
NLCS, brother.
What's going on with the Sixers? They need to win some games.
Yeah, it's Joel's not healthy. Right.
We'll give it a minute. Oh, Joel's not healthy. There we go. Because we'll give him
not in good shape. He's not in good shape.
We'll give him a minute to catch. It's early in the season.
Yeah, it's October. Nobody's paying attention till Christmas Day.
Yeah, who cares?
The NBA starts Christmas Day.
It should start for real Christmas Day. I want to write a letter to Stern.
Christmas Day, the movies, and Chinese food. That's it.
Yes, that should be the first day of NBA. Yeah. I love that year. Give me NBA right into August.
Exactly.
Take me up to football. It's good for the cycle. All right, my man. Good stuff.
All right, buddy.
Great show. We'll see you guys next time. The Wise Guys. Good luck this week, everybody. We'll see you at the top of the betting sheets.